Hey, Michael.
Hey, Guillaume, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, Michael. I'm good. I just have a problem, okay, today. And you know that I'm part of the HR team. Huh? You know that. And as an HR person, one of my job is to onboard new employees. And I've got 100 new employees getting every day. And especially today, my problem is that I've got a VIP customer, okay? I've got a VIP employee that I need to onboard right now. He cannot wait. So can you help me here to accelerate this process?
Yeah, Guillaume, it's Friday, and it's not so easy because we have a legacy IT, and each time we have to onboard a new employee, it's a very repeatable and manual process. I have to go to 3 different systems, and not only new system or SaaS, it's also legacy system. So it's not that simple. And who is this employee anyway? Why is it so urgent for you?
This guy is the president of France, okay? So I really need to get this job done by the end of today, okay? I cannot wait, and I cannot wait the Office 65 doing his job, etc., etc.
You have to onboard the French president?
Exactly, yes. And the starting point here each time is this PDF, this application. So you just fill in the application, and now, yeah, I have to do the job. So please help me.
Let me think. I have a new guy in my team, a DevOps kind of guy in our team. Maybe he will have an idea. Hey, Derek.
Hey, Michael. Hey, Guillaume. How's it going?
We are in
good.
troubles.
All right. So I've been listening to your conversation. You guys have very nice French accents, but I think I can help with this problem. So traditionally with traditional IT operations, how are you guys handling this now? Are you using any kind of APIs? Are you automating this process at all, or is this all manual?
No, it's all manual. We have an outsourcing team doing that every day. They take the request, they go to Office 365, they have to create a new Active Directory, user. Then they have to go to our service management portal.
What about SAP? Do you guys use SAP?
Yes. So this employee, it's a VP, and he needs access to the SAP financial system. So yes, absolutely, we need to go to the.
Come into SAP like this and add him as a user.
Yes, and it's manual, as you know.
That's a pain.
It's terrible.
There's a lot of screens there. That's a hard thing to do.
I'm not technical, okay? I'm not technical. I'm just the HR person. But the only thing that I know is that for each employee, I have to wait 3 weeks to get the job done. And as I said, it's impossible with this employee.
Okay, so part of your onboarding, so we add them into SAP, okay? So the information has to be taken from the onboarding form, and you put them into SAP. And I think you mentioned you have to make a user in Office 365, is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay, and then you need to probably make a change request in ServiceNow, right?
You're right, Derek. Yes.
Yeah, and ServiceNow is pretty legacy too. You really ought to consider Micro Focus SMAX, but I can show you that product later. Okay, so I think I have the flow just about right. Now, the last thing, when the president of France is onboarded, Mr. Macron, how does your team communicate right now? How do you guys collaborate?
So we are using Slack. It's a collaborative tool. It's very powerful. So if you can notify on Slack, I think they have an API that will be perfect.
Okay. So I think I got the story straight here. So let's look at the orchestration designer. Okay, so this is our web studio for operations orchestration. And the beauty of this product here is that we can automate processes and orchestrate processes with our out-of-the-box content. We have out-of-the-box content for things like Office 365 and Slack ready to go. Okay, now we've added a new functionality too that allows us to record and perform actions like a human would using our RPA technology, robotics process automation. So together we can blend them together to form a hybrid traditional IT and RPA process. So I think we can automate every single bit of this onboarding task that you need to do. And I want to point out one thing really quickly is that this studio here also, because I'm a DevOps guy, you see, so I like to do things as code. And in this studio, I can actually do orchestration as code as well, not just drag and drop. So it's a really flexible studio. And before I show you what I put together to automate this use case, we'll drill in here, and you can actually see all of the steps that were recorded by the robot. And as we were making the recording, entering the user into SAP, we're typing in static variables. And every time we put a keyboard input in, we know that when we play back this scenario, the inputs are going to change. So it automatically made input values so that we can parameterize the recording and what we recorded. Does this all make sense so far?
It makes sense, Derek, but as I said, for me, 3 weeks so today. So what is the benefits for me?
Well, I'll tell you what. This is the difference between me, the new guy, the DevOps guy, and our traditional legacy IT guy, Michael Baton here. I'm going to do this for you in less than a minute, less than 1 minute. Ooh. How does that sound?
You are my lifesaver, Derek.
You think I can do it in less than 1 minute? Then you have to send me a beer because it's Friday and I'm ready to go home. Okay.
Derek, if you get this job done in less than 2 minutes, you are my lifesaver.
Okay. So the other part of this of our new RPA solution is a self-service orchestration portal, and this allows us to take the scenarios that we've designed in the designer and make them available to users to execute. So I've got some generic categories here. Of course, you can change these. And I've taken the scenario that I put together and I've put it in here. When I execute this, what's going to happen, I'll show you back here on the designer really quickly. What's going to happen is we're going to parse that image with OCR technology. We're going to read the data about that new employee right from the image. Then we're going to take that data and we're going to create a user in Office 365. After we create the user in Office 365, then that user is going to be input into SAP using our robot like a human would do it, interacting with the interface. Once that user is added to SAP, we're going to create a change request in ServiceNow. And then last, we're going to notify the user that he's been added to the system using a Slack channel. So that's what we're going to do. Does that sound good? All right, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and execute this right now. And while that's executing, I'll show you our robot. Okay, so I see here that the robot has added the user to SAP just like that. So now that the user's in SAP, let's go ahead and take a look at Office 365 and see if the user is now in 365. So if I refresh this screen and go into user management, we should see Mr. Macron has an account. Look at that. There you go. So the user is in SAP. The user is in Office 365. And now if we go to ServiceNow and we look at the change requests, okay, we should now see, there it is right there, new employee onboarding. So we have for Emmanuel Macron, so we have a change request. So we've added the user to SAP, we've added the user to Office 365, and we've created a change request, all from OCR on an image. We didn't have to type anything in, and it happened in less than a minute. Now, Mr. Macron, he needs to get a message that his account is created. So let's go check the Slack channel, and I see here that, look at that, we have a notification right here that his account is created, the employee's been onboarded, and his manager, he's under concrete supervision by his manager, Bridget Macron. So there you go. In less than 1 minute, we did all of that, and it used to take you weeks. So there you go. You owe me beers, Guillaume.
Derek, it's amazing. It's really, really something that I will reuse, of course, in my day-to-day job. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hey, no problem. It's what I do.